Watch shows, it is that time. We will go ahead and get started. Welcome to FTX 10.5.25. So as with our previous FTXs, we will be completing training objectives that are based on what the squadron leadership selected. So for tonight, VF31 will be doing OCA versus Mirages of a couple different generations, as well as JF-17s. And the rest of the squadrons will be doing mixed package operations. So for our area of operations tonight, VF31 will be operating up here in this area, completing their OCA objective, while the rest of the squadrons will be operating near Objective 1 and Objective 2. So for weather tonight, we will have about an hour and a half of sunlight before the sun goes down. There is some rain in the area, as well as multi-layered cloud cover starting at 18,000, going all the way up to 40,000. We are expecting moderate turbulence in the area, but once the sun does go down, we do have favorable moon conditions once you're up above those clouds with a full moon at 97% illumination. For communication nets tonight, just make sure you guys are monitoring for crossroads messages as always. Strike Package Alpha is going to be communicating on Strike 1. Strike Package Bravo will be communicating on Strike 2. And then for our package-to-package coordination for time on target, that will be completed on MIDS 5. We are cleared to engage all targets. Do have some different times up there for our moonrise, moonset, and nautical twilight. Bulls will be over Sochi. Do have multiple AWACS aircraft up in the air tonight. We do have Darkstar that is near Hold Point Airbus, and then we do have Wizard up in the air for VF31. Do have quite a few tankers up in the air tonight with all the Texacos near Airbus. We do have Shell 1, 2, and 4 also operating near Airbus, and Shell 3 is to the south of Felix's OCA area. Do have a Patriot operating at Sanaki for the squadrons that are operating inside of Russia as we flow out of the area in case we're getting chased. And then we do have a couple pro words that we will talk about during our timeline. So moving forward to the timeline tonight, we will have that mission start. From there, we will all move to refuel at Hold Point Airbus. When I say all of us, that excludes Felix. Once everybody is in position at Hold Point Airbus, we will call Stark the first of our pro words. At T+5 after Stark, Strike Package Alpha will flow in behind Strike Package Bravo. Strike Package Bravo will start their transit immediately at the start call. Upon release of Harms, we will be calling Lannister. We have 5 minutes before the Targaryen call, which signals egress, and then Tully signals that we are out of the airspace. So for general flight plan for tonight, again, we will refuel and rally at Airbus. From there, we will start our nap of the Earth that runs from Cold 45 into our objective area, and then due to the SAM picture present, which will be detailed at the squadron level, we are going to likely need to stay low level for most of this operation. For Felix, you guys have no altitude restrictions, no timing restrictions whatsoever. Just review your individual squadron slide, and you should have a pretty good idea of what's going on for you guys. Other than that, any questions at the task force level?
Miss Bravo, check.
Good check, Bravo.
Name Charlie, heavy set.
check. 3G 5 by 5.
It's Bravo check. Got to Lima Charlie.
This doesn't seem
is
like
14
dogs.
guy waiting for us, or are we going to cut somebody off again?
Say again?
You're at 19.
Roger, straight to the cat. We're good.
Green Jet, taxi cab 1 from elevator 4.
Number 3, midday radio check.
203 taxiing elevator 4, cat 2.
Lima Charlie, mid-off.
Like we got 19 taxis now. They get set on the cat. Line up behind.
3.
Double 7-2 joining Congo line.
Standard case. Carrier. Light lift. Head design. Light lift.
201 taxi, cat 4 from elevator 3. 2. 203 intention cat 2 switch. Cycling to the back of the conga. 204 attention switching.
Taxi conga.
Taxi, conga, elevator 3. 201 intention, cat 4 switching. One taxi, cat 2, con. 203 clear carrier airspace.
One's getting on Cat 3 time now.
Clear to carry airspace switching.
Not gonna lie, it's pretty cool with a deck full of jets.
604, taxiing Cat 1.
603, joining conga line from L. 606, kill lights.
200, intention Cat 3 switching. One's airborne. One's leaving carrier airspace, turning to steer point 1. How are you guys looking, 2 and 3?
I'm still about 5 mics from getting up to's at the fantail.
Copy that, no problem.
3's going to the conga line now from patio.
outside and checking in strike 1 sunrise.
I believe this is 30. Just double verifying for case 2, clear climb out to 22, correct? Correction, cleared straight out for climb 2.
Hades reporting sunrise.
20.
For case 2, you just follow case 1 procedures, so 500 feet, 300 knots, up to 7 miles, and then once you hit 10 nautical miles, start your arc to the waypoint that you're going to be heading to.
3.
Once climbing through 18,000, currently 20 miles away from Gitwell. Rally at Gitwell.
So I know Felix are kind of doing their own thing in the AO, but what's the funky thing they're pulling at the boat right now?
What are they doing at the boat?
They went to all the trouble of getting in the conga line, and then they're like waving all these people past them that are sitting behind them in the conga line, so they're just kind of like, it's like they're camped out in the left lane.
Oh, that's interesting. How many jets are still waiting to take off?
I see 4 Tomcats on deck. It looks like 2 are in the line, and then like 2 are where they started.
Copy.
661, 772 interrogative.
Set traffic.
6172, tanker dealer's choice.
Dealer's choice.
Copy.
Once established, right-handed, hold flight level 200 at Gitwell, waiting for rejoin with 2 and 3. decided all stations on strike 1 south.
Poseidon Night 2 checking in over at HP Airbus, currently refueling.
Night 2, confirm you're on strike 1.
Yeah, verify button 7, strike 1.
Night 2, you should be with strike package Bravo.
Bravo, appreciate it, thank you.
Alright, 2 and 3. I got visual on you guys on the SA page. I'm going to continue my right-handed turn, and then I'm going to couple up with tack hand 2-5 Yankee, 2-5 Yankee shell.
3. Latest 3, do you want us to saddle up on you?
Yeah, that's a firm. Refueling echelon right loose.
Great.
One's tethered, 2-5 Yankee, 056 for 77 shell.
Request rejoin.
Clear rejoin, echelon right loose. Hades, Poseidon.
Send traffic.
Hades, be advised, strike package Alpha is en route to refueling assets. Expect we will be ready in approximately 3040 mics.
Hades copies and can confirm, most likely the same.
Grounded interrogative, are you on strike Alpha?
spacing.
Half mile, out to a mile, that's it.
3, good copy.
Shell will be on button 12. So it should be monitoring button 7 and button 12. Button 7 is our coordination head.
3.
Night 2, currently tanking over with Shell, finishing up with Holmes. We'll be done here in about a minute or 2.
I suspect somebody didn't update their SRS.
Off comms, 2 mics. Back on comms. Line 1 is feet dry.
Copy. Night 1, Night 2, completed tanking, headed back to waypoint 2 at Angels 21 for a loiter time.
Interrogative, do you know if ours is on the right or the left?
I'm not sure. Flight clear to reformation and intercept tanker. I believe ours is the one on the left.
3.
Looks like we are going to be second in line at Shell.
Shell 117, request rejoin. Shell 11, proceed to pre-contact at 21,000 at 270.
Get into the closer observation port. I'll stay on the outside of it if you'll last for us.
2.
3.
2 is 2 miles astern of the tanker, pushing up into port observation.
Shell 1, 911, moving port observation, switch is safe, nose cold.
Ready, pre-contact. Return pre-contact. Ready, pre-contact. Cleared contact.
How many chicks does he have in tow right now, too?
Just one on a basket right now.
Contact. Return pre-contact.
Just call it over the net, but you're good to move in. Recontact, starboard.
Yeah, I'm just getting nice and tidy on the tanker's bearing line first.
Contact.
Copy.
You're taking fuel.
I think 265, 270 indicated is about your benchmark.
Shell 111, request rejoin.
3, I lost sight of you.
111, proceed to pre-contact.
Hey, firm, you're flying me now.
270.
My apologies, I have to get better with the comms.
All good.
Transfer complete. Disconnect.
3, once this devil moves out of the way, move into recontact port.
3. Please, 3 interrogative. We need with the communications, I'll make sure to call out that I'm going to port pre-contact.
Cleared contact.
Yeah, A first.
Hey, just watch yourself.
You'll just want to call that over button 12 if you're moving into recontact.
772, observation right.
You're gonna be on the starboard, by the way.
Shell
Because I had the time to check out.
71, approaching observation left. 3, copy all. Lead is 3, what I call Night 13 or Modex 4206 for the tanker.
It'll be night unless you're on a boat frequency. That's the only time you're going to use your modex.
Contact.
3, copy.
You're taking fuel.
913 moving in to starboard pre-contact. Contact Shell 1.
Shell 111. Request rejoin. 1 Shell 11. Proceed to pre-contact at 21,000 at 270. Transfer complete. Disconnect. Shell 111. Request rejoin. 1 Shell 11. Proceed to pre-contact at 21,000 at 27. Ready pre-contact.
Ray, I'm waiting for you to get clear contact before I move in to make sure what basket he sends you to.
Ready pre-contact.
Okay, copy.
Clear contact.
Port side.
913 moving up toward pre-contact. Charge 10 for contact.
Shell 911 moving starboard pre-contact.
Ready pre-contact. Clear contact. Contact. You're taking fuel. Contact. You're taking fuel.
Ronan, this is Poseidon. Are you on that yet?
Poseidon, this is Ronan 1-2. Ronan 1-1 is currently topping off the tank, about completed. You need me to pass along traffic.
Negative. Just getting a sit rep from you. Sounds like you guys are taking same traffic for 91, and we've same traffic for Tobii.
Ronan 1, copy.
Transfer complete. Disconnect.
913 Alpha, plane moving to starboard observation. Shell 11771 moving into pre-contact.
Transfer complete. Disconnect.
911 off of starboard basket.
The room for you on the inside.
Visuals. Bring throttles back to 250. And hold flight level 200.
Ready for contact. Clear contact.
Devil 71 moving to port basket, Shell 11.
9-1 off station.
Felix 2, Felix 1.
Go.
We're not seeing a first wave. Do you want us to try and spawn things with the F10 menu?
Let's see what happens when I get towards my cap point. We might be losing 2-1 to a respawn.
Check.
Two, what's our rollout heading?
210.
210.
Ready for contact. Clear contact.
And we got some precision flying ahead of us, so let's go ahead and stack up to head up to flight level 205. 3, head up to flight level 210. And we'll just do a slow orbit at waypoint 1. Correction, waypoint 2. I apologize, waypoint 2.
3.
2.
Contact. Ready for contact. You're taking fuel.
And 1, checking left
Clear contact.
steer point 2.
Lead, say Mach number.
Mach number 0.54.
0.51.
54.
54. Solid.
Transfer complete. Disconnect.
And once again, heading direct to steer point 2. Steer point 2.
3 starting, steer 2.
Alright, from here we have precision flying. It'll be map of the Earth. As long as you stay low, it shouldn't be too difficult. I'll be taking lead. Try to stay about a mile to a half mile behind me. I have TACAN up and on 9-3 Yankee.
Return pre-contact.
suggest you turn sequence on. And it'll be grand. Use your terrain. We stay low and rest. For targets 1 and 3 are going to be targeting the bunker at waypoint 14. 2, you're targeting the bunker at waypoint 15. Once again, on our initial ingress, we'll get 10 miles from our target, being waypoint 14 and 15. We'll pop at 15 to 20 degrees and reach our towels at 20,000, and then we will circle around for a re-attack with the JDAMs on the bunkers. Are there questions about the flow? It look like it'll be intense here for probably the next 30 minutes.
To interrogative, what bunker did you have me targeting? Which waypoint?
Waypoint 15.
And both away on waypoint 15, correct?
Affirm, both away, waypoint 15. 1 and 3 will be both away.
Return pre-contact.
15.
3, this is 1. It looks like I'm trailing about 3 miles. Would you like me to catch up to you or maintain the 21 no?
You can maintain current, not a critical that we stay formed up. Really just want to conserve gas right now because we'll be orbiting till Devil and...
You said game plan is pop up at 10, Talds at 15 degrees, and then loop around?
Yeah, so it'll be pop at 10, deploy your towels, Ronin will be behind us. When Ronin gets their arms off, we will come back in and drop our JDAMs. We're just trying to get our towels out so that they can hit the SA-15. If you're confident enough, you can get your towels and your JDAMs off in the same run. Feel free to, but if you don't feel like you have the ability, don't push your luck. I personally am not going to try to do both.
Contact. Return pre-contact. Contact. You're taking fuel.
Lee, this is 3. I'll maintain the speed 250.
You're free to maintain whatever speed at your discretion. I'm going to check my pass right now for most efficient. Once you get over waypoint 2, just establish a holding pattern of your discretion at your altitude.
Century.
Strike package Alpha Night 1 is blocked at flight level 200 up to flight level 210, 200, 210. Going to be orbiting 1-point Airbus.
Strike, running 1 flight, finishing taking on Texaco 11. We'll be en route to HP Airbus in 3 minutes.
Devil interrogative, we're doing that.
To be advised, I had a lot of traffic queue up over Mid-Zay, but
Poseidon
nothing
80.
came through for the past mic or so.
Go for Poseidon. That's weird.
Poseidon, strike package Bravo, currently all 100% ready to go, holding over HP Airbus.
Copy, strike package Bravo is holding. Night 1 is holding over Airbus. Ronin 1 is en route to Airbus from Tanker. No comms with Devil Element on strike 1.
Copy that, standby.
Night 1 and Devil 7 will stops at tanker inbound for hold point.
Copy that, en route for hold point. Be advised, Knight is holding a blocked 200 to 210, currently orbiting hold point Airbus, Ronin en route as well.
7 copies, currently 2 miles from hold point, gonna block up at Angels 22.
Side and off comms, 2 mics. Lead off comms, 2 mics.
Night 1-2, yeah, I'm getting nothing over.
Night, Ronin 1 flight is 2 minutes out from hold point Airbus, currently climbing Angels 22, block 23.
Lead, this is 2, if you copy, I'm monitoring button 19 on aux to see if that might work.
Lead back on comms. Side and back on comms. Flying low level, remember we're going to maintain 400 knots, 400 knots, and we're really heavy, so use caution on your maneuver.
Night 1-2, check, mids Bravo.
Night 1-2, got your 5-5 Bravo.
Angels 23. And Devils at hold point Airbus, Angels 22.
Copy. Hades, Poseidon.
Go for 80.
Hades, strike package Alpha is established at Airbus. Calling Stark. Time is 17:45 local.
Night 1-1, Night 1-2, strike.
And strike package Bravo commencing.
Go ahead, that was over mids. Night 1-2.
Be advised, my mids frequency seems to be bent. I'm monitoring button 19 on aux to see if I can resolve that if you want to switch on aux.
Stark of time 2045 with a +3.
Hades, strike package Alpha will be flowing in 3 mics after.
Hades copies all.
I am 1-2, don't have you on button 19. My guess is you didn't load your DTC. Is your button 19.256.750?
Negative, Night 1-1, stand by.
3, if you didn't do that, on your MUMI menu, click the COM button on the right side so that you make sure you have all the right frequencies.
Night 1-2, radio check. Button 19 on aux.
Good check.
Lead taken, your last for 3, you were drowned out on COM 2.
If you're getting button 19, if you're hearing traffic...
Yeah, be advised, my MIDS frequencies are completely bent. Everybody's coming through on MIDS completely silent at this time.
Copy that. Let me check it real quick.
Yeah, for your secondary radio, switch button 19.256.750.
And I believe the silent transmissions from MIDS might be taking priority over any AM and FM transmissions.
Yeah, not sure. I'm not having any issues.
Wait, it's just 3, but 19.256.0, no traffic.
256.750 we'll talk about. Do you have... Open your MUMI page.
I'll recycle my data link and see if that helps.
1123 on Alpha.
Go ahead.
Hey, Ronin's not supposed to be off front, are they? It's supposed to be us, correct?
Correct.
Well, alright. Alright, I'm jumping back off.
Strike package alpha. Strike package alpha. Strike package alpha. Start. Push. Push Jim B.
Double 7 copies. Ronin 1 flight copy.
Flight, we're pushing steer point 3. I guess 2 is having comms issues with mids on your secondary radio. Can you go 256.750?
3. I'm on 325.675, Ranger.
Got you. We'll use this flight for inter-flight frequencies since 2's having radio issues. Pushing direct steer point 3, and we're descending down nap of the Earth by steer point 3.
2.
Contract speed 400,400.
Copy, descending.
One's below the clouds entering the canyon. Passing Jim Beam, low level. Maintaining 400 contract speed. Hades decided crossing Jim Beam.
Hades copies. Go for the deck, guys. See that road below?
Crossing steer point 3, switching steer point 4.
Interrogative, is your air-to-air boxed for the yardstick? Mine's sour at this time.
stay firm, still the plan.
2, tethered.
Poseidon, Hades, passing Colt 45.
Hades, Poseidon copies, passing Colt 45.
Four mics to Jack Daniels.
Night 1-1, 2-3 is on your 6.
Leader, are you above this cleared layer? By waypoint 3?
Be advised, lead's about to cross waypoint 5 into Russian airspace. I climbed up above the cloud layer, and the crossing point is above the cloud layer. As you come over the mountains, you're going to need to descend very low into the clouds. Hades, Poseidon passes Colt 45.
Ronin flight ingressing low level.
Hades, copy.
911 just passed Colt 45. If you just follow sequential waypoints, you should be fine. The toughest part is waypoint 4 and waypoint 6.
This is 3, might have had a little bit of trail, just overflew Ronin. Do apologize for that.
Hey, all good. I think there's several people mixed up. As long as we make it out of the canyon in one piece, that's what matters.
Good copy. All while maintaining 500 AGL.
As we're going through the mountains, you can stay above 500. The 500 is more as we exit the mountains into the open terrain.
Good copy.
Altitude. Altitude.
Sorry, one be advised, Ronan 1 flight down at 2 aircraft.
Copy, Ronan 1 down to 2 aircraft.
Poseidon Hades. Strike package Bravo crossing Jack Daniels now.
Poseidon copies, Bravo crossing Jack Daniels. Passing Jack Daniels. Hades, Poseidon, passing Jack Daniels. Flight distance from waypoint 12, lead is 6 miles.
Still 6 miles.
2-3, Mach
2 is 3 miles from waypoint 10. I'm in the back of the pack.
SA 10.
Bypassing 12, going straight to 13 due to SAMs. Flight Finston, air to ground, leads Finston 11.2.
2 Finston 10.3.
3 Finston 11.0.
Hades, Poseidon, say time to target.
Hades down, Hades down.
Strike package Alpha is 3 mics, 30 seconds, time to target. Ronan 9-1.
Go Ronan.
Time to target, night 1 is 3 mics from, approximately 3 mics from tower release.
Ronan 1 copy. It appears we're potentially right behind you guys. Lost most of you guys on that link.
To interrogative, are you headed to your target, steer point?
Just taking an offset. I was right on top of Ronan there. Two's hit.
Please, 3 confirm launch stalls, waypoint 13.
Waypoint 14, waypoint 14. When you're between 15 and 10 miles, what's popping? 911 popping and ducks away.
Ronan copy.
Three mine ducks away, 911 turning outbound. spotted by target through the pod. You're still hitting 14 with the loss of 2. I'm going towards 15. Get your ducks out, and then we will circle back around. Rodent smoke in the air, SA-15, now's your chance.
Rodent copy, we're currently evasive on an SA-6.
3's new track, but SA-6 going evasive.
One news gone. One SA-10 defeated. One turning in.
Three's missile defeated. Continue back to waypoint 14. 25 miles out.
Rodent, sit rep.
We're about to launch, standby.
One's 18 miles out, pressing. Hopping at 12.
Rodent Magnum, SA-15, SA-19 flowing to the south.
Rodent Knight following up your rear Virginians. Devil status. Devil status. One's at 12, hopping.
Three's pumping tall, it's 12 miles. 15 miles, waypoint 14.
Rodent 122, invading. Rodent flight, be advised, we have 4 arms in the air. No BDA at this time, evasive.
Light 1-1, 2-way bunkers outbound.
Three's pumping, close tall, it's 12 miles. Three's 3 ducks away.
3 would able to get those JDMs off. We gotta get out of here quickly. Rodent confirmed. Shack.
Altitude.
1 my bunker.
Altitude.
Rodent copy.
Three's pumping.
Night Rodent, just advise Rodent flight egress low level.
After pop, egress to steer point 11, low level. Likely we'll have scrambles in the air. Strike package Bravo.
Lee, this is 3. No joy with those, the pop-up. Go ahead, swing back down to the south, come back in.
Interrogative, need to get both off.
Night Ronin 1 flight, we are Arizona. Just copy, we're RTB, low level.
Copy that, right.
There's one defensive, getting spiked by SA-11.
If it's too hot, jettison your ordnance and let's get out of here. Yeah, we got enemy air units popping up. Jettison your ordnance and let's get out of here.
Trigger copy, missile defeated from SA-11.
Heading direct, steer point 12, steer point 12.
3, steer point 12.
Ronin, Knight is also outbound and egressing. Strike package Alpha
Ronin, copy.
egressing timeout. Lead fits down, state 8.3. Night 2, night 1.
Go for night 2.
Sit rep.
Currently ingressing right now, 1 minute.
One's back in the canyon.
Altitude.
3 is 20 miles, with 112.
Copy that. Just backtrack your route back up the canyon. And then once you get a ways up there and out of the sand rings, you can climb at your discretion up to flight level 200.
3 backtrack. Once clear sand rings, my discretion, and then up to flight level 200. 385.
Beautiful. One's popping up above and climbing flight level 200. Air checkpoint 445.
Three basic passing waypoint 11, waypoint 10, fence now, states B4.
Ronan, Knight.
Go Ronan.
Knight's currently finishing up our egress time now.
Copy, Ronan. We just exited egress. Currently HP Airbus to regroup and head back to base.
Copy all. Nice flying, Ronan.
Yeah, nice work.
Finley, this is 3, post Canyon Run for egress. I'll hand back to the tankers, but hand back to the boat. We're gonna maintain the holding pattern. At waypoint 3.
Be advised, one is currently en route to waypoint 2 guider miles from waypoint 2. We will rally together at waypoint 2, check our F pass, and determine if we're going to go straight back to the boat or if we're going to top off. I'm thinking we're going to make it straight back to the boat though.
3, copy all.
Since we dropped 2, we can go ahead and go back to mids since that's our standard. 1, check it in mids.
William Charlie 1, help me.
Leave Charlie as well. That was definitely a tough one.
Yeah, tough but fun. I realized what my issue was, but I'll throw it on the debrief.
Night, Ronan.
Ronan, Knight, go.
Ronan flight, we got nails, MiG-29, currently picking up on data like multiple fighters airborne from our position. Angels 37, stand by the bullseye.
Strike back.
Looks like bullseye about 100 for 70.
MiG-29 bullseye 053 for 129, 24,000.
Interrogative, do you need package Alpha to cover your egress, Bravo?
Affirm.
Ronan, turn in and force them defensive. 3, are you out of the
Ronan, copy.
Negative 2, passing waypoint 7. Correction, negative 8.
923 Spike, MiG-29.
Advise, we have MiG-29s in the area. Myself and Ronan are going to engage and force them defensive so you guys can continue your egress.
3.
Ronan 1 flight is declared bandit bullseye 060100, Angel, or 36,000.
Speed 420.
IQ-3 MiG-29, 4 miles and closing. Turning in hot.
defensive, smoke in the air. Ronin is buster en route.
We got Ronin screening us, we should be okay as long as
Egressing low level.
3.
Roll over to pry button 3.
Go to 3.
Should be 3.5.000. Might be able to sneak in a case 2.
Sounds good. Let's get a little training in. 3's passing. Correction, 3's passing. Angels 10 for 20. States 57.
Copy, state 517, Angels 20. Lead slowing to 300 with box and hooked up.
Two's hooked down.
I'm going to go ahead and call into on.
Two.
Night 1, Night 2, currently off deck again. You guys looks like you're headed back.
Hey, firm, we're getting ready to call into the boat time now.
Roger, we'll call after you guys.
Marshall 200, marking maps 065450, Angels 21, state 3.7.
Case 1. How close are you to saddling up?
2 miles.
Copy.
Two's call him on.
Marshall 200,
Hey, we got a case 1, so I will hold hands on this.
Angels 21, state 3.6.
Two.
We're going to try to swing this case 1. We probably got 20 minutes of light left.
Roger, we're gonna swing this case 1 right after you guys.
Visual on you 2. We're going to go 10 degrees, nose down, idle throttle.
Two. Two is visual as well.
Pushing my nose down. Turning off my RWR. Good hook.
Marshall 200,
One good hook.
marking maps 071440, Angels 11, holding hands with 203.
We're going to come across her bow, and we'll go straight into the commence.
203, letters weather,
Two.
visibility 10 plus mile. Scattered clouds at 8,000, altimeter is 3016. Case 1 recovery, expected BRC 326. Report see me at 10.
Two's gonna do underrun.
What, 2?
Com 2's at 2.
That's going to be your paddles.
2. Just going underrun, trying to get off your right wing.
Copy all.
Altitude. Altitude.
Slow pullback. Wings level at 2,000. And we're going to push our throttles forward until we got 350 knots.
Night 1, Night 2, we are currently at Angels 3, gonna get in the stack there. Unless you guys are just gonna commence right away, we'll take Angels 2.
Interrogative, what's your distance from Mother? We're 21 miles at 2,000. We were going to go straight into commence.
Oh, that's weird. SA shows me right behind you guys at 5 miles. We got Mom at 22 nautical miles, or 22 nautical miles at our 055.
Proceed
06.
at 3,000 and do 1 lap and commence behind us.
Night 2 copy.
Let me know when you see Mother, in case you see her before I do.
2 settled.
Use caution, there is some decent turbulence.
2.
There's Mom. See you at 10.
Union Marshal 203, see you at 10.
Bingo.
Lee, this is 2. You said to let you know when see you at 10. Do you want me to call over COM 1?
Negative, I already called it.
Copy.
Alright, just stick with me into the commence. I'll let you know when to start.
203, see you at 10.
2.
203. Update state switched out.
203, flow state 2.5.
I got visual on you guys.
Wings level 150 and then down to 800.
2.
Marshal 104, holding hands 106, 102, marking Moms 3, 10 for 48,
Angels 34, low state 4.4, we'll call see you at 10.
Vision 11-2, we're going to start our left turn.
2. Union Marshal 203-204, commence.
We're going to overcorrect before coming right on to the center line. Level
2.
And we're going to come right on the center line. Crossing the center line, setting up into the brake, 15 seconds spacing, going into the brake.
2.
Once the brake, stay on deck.
Two's in the brake.
Hornet ball, state 2.3. Red deck. Green deck.
2CU 10 state 5.7.
Yeah, looks like we got two birds coming in right now. You see that? Oh.
Yeah, I'm seeing.
Call 99. 108, 3/4 mile, call ball. Wave up, wave up, wave up. 102, 3/4 mile, call ball. On glide slope on center. Just above bison. High and correct. 2-wire, welcome aboard. 102, you are 3/4 mile, call ball. On glides. Left of line up, correct. Right of line up, correct.
Bingo. Bingo.
4-wire, welcome aboard.
Yeah, I'm making calls on 305 now. Still nothing, so. That's settled.
Because that loads your data.
Oh, and his landing lights on.
Data.
Oh, ah.
Correct radio frequencies. So if you had any gaps in radios, that would do.
You're looking beautiful.
No, that was a good one too, man.
Yeah, you looked real good.
Yeah, he floated that at the end there.
Beautiful.
Not drop ordnance and then fly back.
All right, guys. So the objective tonight was to strike 2 headquarters buildings and 2 bunkers per the slide deck. We also got the additional tasking this morning of carrying TALDs to help distract the SA-15s to enable Ronin with the harm delivery. With that being said, Night 2 was supposed to get off the carrier first, while Night 1 joined the Conga to get airborne. Afterwards, we're going to proceed to the tankers, ingress low level through the mountains, flow into our objective areas, pop, deploy our TALDs at about 10 miles, and then circle back in for JDAMs. So, Holmes, you want to talk through you first? Yes, no, maybe so. Or Trip?
Yeah, I got this. So we took
Sorry, I
off.
was muted.
Go ahead.
No, go for it. You're the flight lead.
Roger. Took off. 2122 took off just a little bit later. We headed straight to outside of the 7 nautical miles. Headed straight to Airbus. Got up to Angels 21. No, uneventful for our refuel. Got a little close there, fueling to waypoint 3, so we worked our way back to waypoint 2 for timing and for distance. You could speed this up if you like. And then, so here's the biggest confusion on my part. I know I was talking intercoms. I somehow locked in +3 to the call for us, and that's exactly what I did. I guess I know we were supposed to lead the pack, but Ronan had already taken off, so we were behind the curve the whole time.
Got it.
So from there, points 3 through 12, running some cloud layer. That was pretty dicey in a couple spots. I had to come up, got a pull-up call from Bitch and Betty. I don't know about anybody else, but that was a little sketchy, which was fun. We during the run, we went from going to 400 in the box to basically working our way up to 450. And basically mill power, trying to just play catch up. I thought I was behind. I was passing Ronan originally or Devil, but I think we were passing Night One. Yeah, so those guys are way gone already. So my apologies, guys. I missed something.
Okay.
So we try to recoup. Yeah, just seeing it visually that's a big foobar there for night 2, and I'll take the blame on that one as lead. My call. So as we cruise through, getting to waypoint 13, we did pass. I think Ronan was still ahead of us. Once we got to point 13, Ronan was already commencing an in. So we did our Tauds, broke right. Shane, which way did you break?
I broke to the right.
And then Holmes.
Okay, that's a scary start for Strike Back in Bravo.
Yeah, so we called, I didn't hear Holmes, so we called 6 Tauds away or pigs away. I forgot what our call was. My call was for Tauds. Broke right, broke left, came back around. Holmes pimped me on the ingress to 13, or targets 14 and 15. Unfortunately, here Shane glitched out. So I called Holmes to take over spot 15.
So out of curiosity, why did you guys not just coordinate that with them, or did this happen that you coordinated, hey, you guys are ahead of us, you guys need to circle right? Or what did that look like?
No, it wasn't said. I think they knew where we were. They knew we were behind them the way our communications went, but the recommendation, I didn't even think of it. I was already assholes and elbows, and I was just scope lock on trying to get there as soon as possible. So,
hey, to interject here, sorry. When y'all launched those Tauds, we were flying directly under all those missiles coming to hit your Taud, so it kind of worked out.
Yeah, I'm seeing that. It actually did work out pretty well. I'm curious if this hits this SA-15. It did. Wow, okay. Nice work. So, from here.
So yes, we coordinated with Ronan on that. All right, so then we egressed after our... Or hold on, this is the Taud shot, correct? Yeah, so we're coming back in now for 14 and 15, and this is where Shane glitches out. Holmes and I take... Holmes makes the adjustment, takes 15. +5 call was well called prior to this. And did a pull-up launch. 2-way on 14.
Oh, that was scary, okay.
Here, we're coming back, trucking at Napa Earth, and Holmes calls a MiG-29 as defending. I went mad dog on it, got a good splash, so then we came back around. There's a couple smokes in the air off to our right. He gets the MiG-29 call, he defends, he crosses my nose, I go for
oh, nice.
a pit bull shot there. We go back and course correct. Didn't see this guy on here. Holmes called another MiG-29 off the nose. I looked down on the radar, and I got taken out by a 29 I didn't see on my left side here.
Okay. So at this point, there was 4 in the air. You guys had defended 1.
So I'm looking at that guy on the left. I
Yep.
was heads down in SA there, and I got taken out right here.
Got it. Okay.
There was no ejection. I was dead.
So Holmes, nice job. I don't think they see you. Did you turn your radar off out of curiosity? Oh.
Nope. That guy was that. I turned in because he was at 4 miles. He was gonna. I was running out of geometry. So I turned in on him, but he hit me right away, and there's no ejecting.
That's unfortunate. Okay.
And I would say we get the 5-minute crossroads probably about 60 seconds away from launching. So even if we had made a U-turn at the message, hard to say. I don't know. Maybe we would have got out of there, but.
All right. So for night 1, I get off the boat pretty quickly behind night 2. Devil also gets off the boat nice and quick. It sounded like there was a little bit of confusion with the conga based on the comms with my team. That the 14s got into the conga but were telling everybody to pass them on the deck. Is that accurate?
Yeah.
So that takes them a little bit to get in the air. So I orbited get well. We rally up and flow in towards the tanker. Devil was at the same tanker with us at the same time. One of them had finished up and one of them was on the basket. And then another one pulled up behind us in the middle of it. So tanking goes well. And so that happened. Once we finished tanking, we moved to hold point Airbus. And then we segregate at stack altitude so that we can just casually fly while we wait. Ronin and Devil still getting in position at this time. They call her in position. And then so we made the initial start call for Strike Package Bravo. Looks like the majority of Strike Package Bravo went in. Trip, like you called out, that was a gap that you went at 3 minutes with myself. So we pushed through. At one point, I popped because I got a little nervous that I was too close. We flow in. Holmes did a nice job flying with me as we ingress through the canyons. And I saw a couple 18s with me as well as we came in. So as we exit the canyon, I see some of this, which is when I call, hey, bypass, because we had some waypoint over here, bypass that and take a more direct route to avoid all that fire. Wiggles, you went out wide. Out of curiosity, what played out there?
Was constantly heads down fucking with the sequence, because checking everything was set up on waypoint 15. And when you have a sequence boxed, you can't go outside of your sequence waypoints. So I was constantly having to recycle them, make sure both my GPUs were waypoint designated for my bunker at waypoint 15, which was just one beyond the sequence. Your max in a sequence is 14, from 0 to 14. And I just ended up following the wrong SA blips when I lost my sequence line. Got it back and then took a wide turn to the left. And I was trying not to bump into Ronin because I was in and out of them, and it was just, assholes from elbows. Ended up getting smacked by a SAM and ejected at like 500 feet.
So Ronan had said they were like a mile behind me, but I'm assuming who they actually saw was Splice. So I went ahead, flew in, put my towels out. Looks like those got yeeted out of the sky pretty early. Riles is coming up on my 6 here.
I was indeed lost in the sauce towards the strike point.
So they get their harms out. I don't know where in the hell. Okay, that's impressive. Okay.
Nice.
Nice. So Shaq the 15, and it looks like they got a follow up on the 19. Both are down. Okay. So there's still an SA6 in play over here, an SA6 in play over here, and an SA11 way out here. So at that point, I'm following up, drop my 31s. And then I flow outbound and get spiked by the, I'm pretty sure it was the 11 that was painting me. So Riles, you come in, put your towels out.
I had got fixated on the at-flip pod instead of setting weapons designate for the waypoint itself. That's why I couldn't get those the ordnance off, and I had already gotten too close.
I got you. So at this
It
point,
shows you drop 3 there. Did you guys, if you guys saw that? It shows you drop 3 before a pull up for the towel. It looks like.
Oh, I told him to jettison his ordnance.
Ah, got it.
Yeah.
Because we knew there was enemy aircraft getting airborne. So we all start flowing out. Yeah, there goes his jettison.
Did it get dark at all on the way back?
Yeah, they definitely landed like right at the end. I thought it was gonna get dark quicker. That's on me. I really thought it was gonna take us longer to get in position at Airbus than it did. So yes, a J-Hammox probably would have been helpful.
I don't know what happened with my mids. All I know is that very early into the operation, I heard somebody on mids Bravo queuing up but saying nothing. It was just silence, and I just chalked that up to, well, somebody probably didn't update their SRS. And then about the time we reached our hold point, it started happening to everybody's transmissions for me over both mids channels. Just a queue up and just like silence.
That is very strange. I did not have any issues.
I'm at a complete loss for it, about how it was. And it just seems weird that it was only with the mids channels, it wasn't with the UHF or VHF.
So we fly out, decide we don't need a tank. We're the first ones in the pattern. So we proceed down to 2000 and go straight into the commence. Had to overcorrect.
Something weird happens here. We didn't see you guys. We thought you were already there, and somebody came in. When we commenced, it was empty, and then as we were doing our approach and stuff, you guys came in.
Yeah, sorry about
that. But it doesn't
that.
look like that. It doesn't look like that here, though.
So what were you guys doing on this part? Were you turning into your...
Yeah, we were in the stack at Angels 3, and then I saw you guys commencing, so I actually dropped down to Angels 2.
Yep. And so did you commence here?
There's where you are. Wherever you pull. Okay. So I'm looking for you guys everywhere. No, so this one we did an Angels 3 stack, yeah. Nope, this is where we commenced, yeah. I lost you guys. I thought you guys landed because I heard you guys commencing.
Okay.
Yep, so we came into the break, and then I saw you guys, and we peeled out.
All right, I will be honest, I didn't even realize this went on until now.
Yep.
You guys flew it off
I think
well.
what happened was when we heard you commence, we figured that you were
We thought you were at
commencing.
the initial.
Yeah, and you went way far out to line
Mhm.
yourself up for a good solid initial.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I said
a good rule
commence
of
it,
thumb on the commands is to not leave the bubble. And just do whatever you gotta do to stay in the bubble.
Yeah, I went wide. Not a fan of that. I'll try to correct that in the
That's
future.
that's actually a really good tool that illustrates like what happens like if someone stays tight in the bubble and then like if the guys ahead go far out, it's like you ended up inverting. And then like good luck deciding who to point the finger at any point in time.
Yeah.
Because it's like, well, we commenced first, but we were 2 past the bow first, so it just becomes a total fucking clustercluck. That's wild though. I've never seen that happen, so that's
agreed,
a first for
that's
me.
a new one.
So yeah, try and if you need to like take a wider, if you need to make it like an egg shape when you're coming up to 0.3, just good rule of thumb is to try and stay within 5 nautical miles of the boat.
Yeah, that's fair. I was out at, I think we got out to 8.
Yeah.
I did a head on a swivel. I looked left, right, all around. I'm like, those guys are already off the boat.
And I should have probably said something on Thursday, but I didn't remember. But when you're marshalling in the overhead stack, it's 250, not 350.
Yeah.
Which might affect your orbit, Noble.
Right. Yeah, if you're at 250, 30 degrees, you'll stay in the 5 nautical mile bubble.
Yeah, and then when you commence, you just slowly bring it up to 350. Typically 5 down and 45 to tighten up to make it a little tighter for the initial.
That's fair. We did come in fast. We just stayed at 350 all the way in at 2000, and that did force us wide.
And if you need to spin, you just go up to 1200 and keep it at 350 and just do another 45 around the boat, and you should come back into the initial at the exact same point. Which if there's going to be more of us at the boat these days, might be good getting some practice on the spin pattern and making sure you're calling that you're on the spin.
Agreed. Riley, you got anything for us?
I've got some things if you guys are done.
Yes.
For me, I had fun talking to you guys. That's
well, I got stuff for everybody. So, I mean, listen up. This pertains to all of us. You guys covered a lot of the things I'm going to touch on, but I'm going to touch on them again. This exercise was mostly about communication and executing that plan we had, which we didn't do, obviously. Whether it be confusion or we just got bit off on the wrong thing and we were just making assumptions. We did the wrong thing. We were wrong place, wrong time, where we needed to be. Some of it worked out by happenstance, but I think when it comes to the briefing, mass brief or squadron brief, anybody asks if we have questions, I mean, we're not just asking that to end the conversation. It's legitimately like if you don't understand the plan or if something's confusing or you didn't write it down, like that's the time to ask. Because as you can see, there was a lot of moving pieces and a lot of airplanes in one space, and it all had to go off in sequence for this thing to work, which we didn't do. That being said, MIDS is a great tool that we have that not everybody else has, so that's good for talking inter F-18s or inter squadrons. But we also have 2 radios, so if, for instance, Bravo was supposed to be on Strike 2, if you're not doing anything with your other radio, if it's just sitting there, that you're not using your resources properly. So, if you should, in my opinion, you should. Nobody was listening to both strikes on both radios, you weren't getting the full picture. And yeah, maybe it wasn't our job, everybody in the flight, to coordinate everything, but the more information you have on the big picture, the more you can understand where things are and when things are happening. So, for instance, Ronin was coming in on, but they were talking on strike one that they were inbound 3 minutes, and if you weren't listening to that, you didn't know until Dustin called up and said, "Hey, we're all here orbiting." So, especially flight leads, like flight leads that are responsible for a lot of different things. And really, you're just playing chess with your flight and with the other flights. So, the best thing you can do to set everybody up for success is to try to have as big of a picture as you can. So, tune those radios to something that makes sense. Don't have an empty radio that's just sitting on the tanker frequency if you're not tanking, because that's not doing anything for you. Which leads into situational awareness. You got to know where every piece of the chess board is at and what their next move is. That's why we do the big brief, the mass brief, so we know where everybody's going to be, what their plan is. So you know when the sequence, when it's your turn to execute, where you're supposed to be, when you're supposed to be there, what time, what speed, that kind of stuff. And then if you have questions, ask. It's better to ask in, I don't know, maybe people get embarrassed to ask questions, but you shouldn't, because if you forgot something or something changed or you didn't know, it's better to ask and then just get back on the same sheet as everybody else. That way we can execute. But yeah, we were supposed to be ahead of Ronin. They somehow ended up ahead of us. I mean, we're just out of place pretty big. That comes up to, again, just the plan. If you got questions or you're unsure, I know we talked about the 3 minutes. That was more just a timing offset because of the distances. But I think we all got hung up on we needed to be 3 minutes after the push time, which wasn't correct. And then this one's just a technical limitation that Wiggles ran into. I did as well, the sequence limitations. So we had a lot of waypoints with the low level, but you can't cycle past point 14. So my case, I was trying to target waypoint 15. I couldn't do it, so I had to cycle off the sequence so I could target designate. So that's just, it's not something we come across a lot because we don't do a lot of low-level ingresses, but next time we're in this situation with a lot of waypoints and say our target waypoint is outside that number 14, just be aware that once you're off the low level, maybe you want to cycle off the sequence so you're able to cycle further down the line.
Yeah. And I'll say I would have had that dialed in if not for the mids issue. It completely threw off my timing, threw me through a loop.
Yep.
And it had me so lost in the sauce. I ended up like all the way behind Ronin on the run.
Yeah, that's fine. I get it. One, Swiss cheese theory. One thing leads to another. And I think our biggest fail tonight was communication and situational awareness. And those two always go hand in hand. You just got to know where people are, and I'm guilty of it too, but I think there was a point, there was just too much chatter over the radio and over mids as well, unnecessary chatter. I remember one point I was listening to both mids and both radios going off at the same time, and half of it was good information, the other half was just like, wasn't necessary. And I know sometimes we get in the habit of just chatting over mids during training or whatever, which is fine. I'm not saying don't do that, but I'm saying when it's getting close to a crunch point, such as a push time, I think we need to tighten up the comms and kind of focus on, are we in the right space and the right time where we're supposed to be for the plan. I think there's just a lot of chatter, and this mission was pretty. I know we haven't. This one was pretty technical, and there's a lot going on, and we haven't had many that were like this so far. So I can get the complacency, but next time we run into something like this, I think we just need to rein it in a little bit on some of this stuff especially situational awareness. Like, when you guys this is just, for example, I don't mean to throw anybody under the bus, but like this last part here where you guys were covering, like you had two flights breaking at the same time and nobody knew, each flight didn't know the other flight was there. Like when I talk about situational awareness, I'm just talking about that kind of stuff. You just, if you don't know where somebody is, don't make assumptions, because assumptions will lead to other problems down the road or something stupid. Again, that comes back to, if you're unsure, just ask. But yeah, I'd say the biggest takeaway that we can improve on tonight is just the communication and the situational awareness. I don't think we did a bad job overall, but definitely areas we can work on.
I'm going to circle back to what you were saying earlier and just give you some of my perspective on it. You were talking about questions during the briefing, and I'll say that tonight, with how many aircraft were in a single spot and how many were going through the exact same corridor at exactly the same time, I'm going to say it's and I wouldn't chalk it up to a fault, but I would say it's a task to try and get everybody on the same page and digest that info when we're doing about a 15-minute task force briefing and maybe a 10 to 15-minute squadron briefing with that many moving parts and all of us at the same hold point and then descending for an up of the air flight through a corridor. Off the top of my head, I would maybe say that that's something that we'd maybe want to dedicate time ahead of Sunday, or at least some hours ahead of time. And I know that the briefing's there, but you don't always get all the nitty-gritty information that you need from the briefing. From the slides alone, a lot of it's at the hour from the actual briefing being given by the human being at the time. So that's that would be my perspective, is that when you've got that many aircraft, I really want to know ahead of time, like exactly what's happening, and I would say maybe even setting more things in stone. I think maybe it should have been the case that flights had their dedicated push times instead of a blanket push time for the whole strike package. Have a squad a flight in the package go at a time. Makes for better station keeping, makes things tidier. And if you need to stretch it out or compact it once everybody's sort of in the same place, you can do that just by people in the different flights in the package speeding up or slowing down as required to maintain or create dispersion. But that's just my perspective. And the only other small thing I have is that as far as loading the jets, I just swapped a couple pylons for mine, which unfortunately didn't make a difference because I didn't get to my targets tonight. But I would say load the outer pylons symmetrically if you can, and the inboards. I swapped my TALDs with one of my penetrators to mirror it on the outer pylons because that's a small thing, but yeah. As far as the strike package goes, that's my perspective on it. Is that it's a hard thing to convey with the slides alone, and it's a hard thing for some people to digest, like on the at the hour.
No, and that's good. I mean, that's feedback, honestly, I want to hear, because, I mean, your execution is only as good as your plan.
Because there's sometimes where I'm finding out I'm finding out things that I'm doing that I wasn't aware of based on what was in the slides. 25 minutes before step, and I'm also and like in a package like that, I'm finding out what Ronin's doing at the same time. I'm finding out what the other, like another night flight's doing. I'm finding out what Devil's doing. So it can get a little bit hard to juggle all that in your head when you're just finding out right before.
No, I agree. Like I said, there's a lot going on, and don't misunderstand me. Like, I'm not saying everything we did tonight was bad or wrong. I'm just saying there's areas we can improve on. And it's not just us. Everybody else had these hiccups as well. Ronin, like, once we found out Ronan was ahead of us, we could have easily said, "Hey, do a 360." But they knew they were leading the pack as well when they shouldn't have been. So they could have said something as well. So it's a two-way street here. It's not just we're wrong because we didn't speak up and say this. I mean, this could have been done the other direction as well.
I got a question on that.
What's up?
I was probably running my mouth when the information was given to start. That was probably my fault for trip. But why was Ronan in front of us to begin with? If they knew we were behind them, why did they commit and just stay there?
I'm not. I'd have to ask. I don't know if they knew we were behind them.
Okay, I got you. I got you.
I don't know what their essay was like either. And we'll talk about all this tomorrow, as far as what everybody was thinking and what assumptions were made. But I haven't talked to them, so I don't know if they knew that off the bat or what they were thinking. I don't know.
I might just chime in one more thing, and like I totally get what you're saying about it. Like it's not chalking up faults or anything, but I can see how you how things could have gone better. That's fine. I would say that because of just the sheer amount of planes that were flying for the corridor, and maybe it feels like more after the fact than it actually was. But with a package like that, I would have almost said that it might have made sense to, from a planning perspective, to look at that and say, well, how many planes can we get away with not flying through this corridor nap of the Earth? I definitely think a tiled flight above or a seed flight above could have definitely worked things. But I can also see why it was planned the way it was with the tiled launched point blank. But it's just something I would keep in mind for future if we're planning is like thinking about, you know, you can only fit so many aircraft in a tight space like that, and it's
right. We were all kind of like shoehorned into this valley, just the way it got planned. But yeah, no, I mean, we could.
Is there any way that we could do this mission again since there were so many mistakes? I just think that a lot of people put a lot of time and effort into making it, and there was a lot of mistakes made. And maybe
No, I don't want you, I don't want you to take this feedback the wrong way. I'm trying to make it constructive. Like there's not one of us in here that did everything perfect tonight, and we're never gonna do everything perfect. I'm just, from my point of view, I'm just trying to highlight things we could do better, not necessarily, we didn't do everything awful tonight. This is supposed to be constructive. I'm not trying to beat you guys down by saying what I saw, because we did some good stuff tonight as well. But I'm just trying to highlight that I know we can do things better.
For sure.
Especially on a mission like complex as this one was.
Right, and I'll just throw this out there, guys. So this is the last mission that I'm making for for FTX, right? Before I finish building our upcoming deployment. So I wanted to make this mission like as hard as possible. And so by design, this was made very, very, very challenging, where I expected there to be casualties. And I wanted to see where do we need to work on things, because I would say most of the FTXs prior to this have been pretty lackadaisical for the night piece of our missions, and we have been pretty successful with limited to no casualties for the most part. And so this gave us a great opportunity to see where we have things we need to focus on before we go into the deployment, where if we screw up a mission it actually matters, whereas tonight really doesn't matter. Just gave us things to focus on for trainings. So keep that in mind. By design was hard.
Yeah, so I'll just take everything that happened tonight, just kind of digest it. If you gotta go through the TAC view again, if you need to rewatch something. But I mean, like I said, this was supposed to be constructive. I'm not trying to punish y'all and say anything was bad.
I'll throw something positive out there and very constructive. I'll say this. Maybe start looking at that I don't want to sound brevity either. If there's things that you guys are personally struggling with, like you're identifying in your own flying or your own whatever it is, like just like sub skills, mini skills, like things like station keeping, getting behind the jet too much, or even just like your pattern work or a very specific part of the pattern. If you've got time in the week on your own, just start doing a little bit of that on your own, because it's not like we can fly every single night because of people's schedules and getting people together. Like we can't fly every night like you would with like Navy workups and like keep attacking tiny little skills every little day, a bit at a time, flying twice a day. So the stuff that we'll probably have to work on together, like on Thursdays and Sundays, is stuff that we couldn't do on our own, or at least that's, I would say, the priority. Well, so like flying in a pattern with other people in it. But if you can get on like on your Tuesdays and your Wednesdays, Mondays, whatever, whenever you get the time, that's like the good time to practice like the small stuff. Like if you haven't used like, I don't know, slam ERs in a while, or if the last few times you've been behind the boat, it's been kind of rocky, just chip away at it with like the Bankler trainer and just do reps and just spend like an hour doing that. That's what I'll do. That's what I need to do because I've been having a bad time behind the boat recently. And then when we get together on the Thursdays and Sundays, those things will be squared away, and then we can get practice with things like multiple jets in the stack, large strike packages, multi-flights, multiple flights queuing up on the tanker, things like that. And then obviously comms as well.
Yeah, just chip away.
That would be my big takeaway is get back to like the roots of just like individual skills that we can all work on in the meantime. If you feel like some stuff's slipping, because we definitely don't fly enough to keep every skill squared away. Like we do something one Thursday, then a couple Thursdays later, where we can't attack every skill often enough that it might not start perishing a little bit. So that would just be my takeaway.
No,
Yeah, it's fair.
All good stuff and good takeaways.
Anyways, that's all I've got. Again, I hope you guys don't. If I came off in a negative way, I didn't mean to.
No.
That wasn't my intent, but I was just trying to. That was just from my perspective what I saw tonight.
Yep. I think for section, for being the section lead tonight for night 2, take full accountability for that. This is a good time to, and even in real life, these flights happen, right? Where it just doesn't go the best that a squadron knows they can do, and shit happens. But these flights are also the best learning tools, and let you know where your weak areas are. So it's definitely the best productive and or best constructive flights when things get screwed up, right? So.
And on a positive note, our SNA stuck with us no problem and made it through when Wiggles got downed. So.
Yeah, man. Welcome.
That's right, bitches.
Yep, definitely welcome to 154, man. I hope you had a good time. Hope this was what you thought it would be.
Yeah, I mean, first time flying with you guys. Off the rip, I've had a blast. I wouldn't really count like what you guys did. Like you said, you made it as hard as possible. Prepping for what's coming up for the coming year. Just a chance to kind of fly with you guys, kind of see like what the flow of everything is so far, and is kind of had a little bit of fun with that. So I wouldn't really take this, at least for myself, as like a stepping stone to like getting to know how to fly with you guys. So this was all fun for me. I had a blast.
So at the end of the day, I think that's the point too.
Yeah, exactly. As long as everybody had a little bit of fun. I know I did, even though I wasn't able to get no warheads, no foreheads, but I will try to work on that. I'll probably get into some into the training server this afternoon, kind of work on that. So throw in some GPS coordinates, flow through the mountains or whatever, and then yeah, just kind of work on the flow of everything.
Would you guys like the mission file from tonight?
Yeah, it's good.
I mean, I did. That's why I kind of was asking if we could run it again.
I mean, there's nothing
I know
stopping
it wasn't
us
something
from
that was
modifying it.
Well, what I'm saying is, I don't think it took 5 minutes for you to put together. A lot of time went up with it, so, and a lot of moving parts. It could be a training mission for us later on too. So.
Look, every mission doesn't have to be successful for it to be a good mission.
One more thing. Did someone call out what the time to push was, or was that on the card?
Oh, I called out Stark, which was the push time for Strike Package Bravo over mids 5, and then I'm going to assume, because that's when Wilson had the mids issue, so we had switched to button 19, so I was only on strike 1 and button 19. Did Dustin announce it over strike 2, Holmes?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, no, I heard it.
Well, he didn't. He just called out the go word and the push.
That was about the time I was probably running my mouth and fucked everybody up. So.
Well, glad it happened
I'm
in
saying
an FTX and not a deployment.
Right. No, and I'm not saying that as being mad. I'm saying is, I was probably talking too much and saying some stuff I probably should have been saying. So
I wouldn't worry about it too much. Just
No, well, I took it as something that I need to work on too. So instead of running my mouth, having a good time, it's mission time.
don't overcorrect it the other way. I'll say that, like, especially if there's something you need to know and you feel like you don't want to ask. I have been in that situation before where you don't want to ask because you feel like it's a dumb question. Don't do that.
No, that makes things even worse than talking too much. Like, not asking a question because you're afraid to ask it. Don't go that direction.
Yeah. What do I know? Who needs to know it? Or what do I need to know? And who can tell me it?
Hey, we're well past time, by the way, so if anybody is waiting, feel free to get out of here at any time.